So I want to talk about the elephant in the room. We discussed this after the Carolina Hurricanes game at OT, but tonight the lineup: Poehling, Cates, and Sanheim to start it off. Charlie, again, not a lot of skill there considering what the Rangers put out there.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they did it, it jumped out at me. And, oh boy, they're doing this again. Let's see how it works out. And then the Flyers don't touch the puck for the entirety of the overtime, and Rangers score, game over. I had every intention of asking John Tortorella why John Tortorella chose not to speak after the game. So we got Brad Shaw for the so the Flyers have lost 3 times over the past week. They lost the overtime game to the Hurricanes. They lost the Florida game on Sunday, and then they lost this game. 2 of those times, Tortorella has chosen not to speak. The one time he did speak, he spoke for 39 seconds. So take that for what you will. What I will say is that I did ask Brad Shaw, and I prefaced the question with, look, this might be a better question for Torts, but it's the important question, why the Poehling duo to start overtime? And look, Brad Shaw, I'm not gonna rip Brad Shaw for his answer, because in the end, this is the head coach's decision, not the assistant coach. And it's not the assistant coach is going to go out there and say, yeah, I disagree with my boss. But essentially what Brad Shaw said, which is exactly what I assumed the thinking of the coaching staff is on this, is that Poehling is a really good two-way player. They're putting the two-way guys out there in that first shift to try to win the faceoff and then ideally shut down the high-end offensive guys the other team sends out first. So then the second and third shift, they can throw out their offensive guys and take charge. Shaw also basically said, look, he thinks that Poehling has earned the right to be out there. He said it obviously didn't end the way they want it, but Shaw thinks he's the right guy to be out there. That's the thought process. I'm sure that is Tortorella's thought process as well, as we survive the first shift, we win second and third shifts. But as we talked about on the show, in my mind, the right move is to fight fire with fire. I know that Morgan Frost and Owen Tippett are not as talented as Artemi Panarin. We all know that. But you know who also isn't as talented as Artemi Panarin? Ryan Poehling and Noah Cates. And the gap is significantly larger with those guys versus Panarin. With that much ice, I don't know. I'd like to have people on the ice that I think have a better chance of getting a goal rather than just having the best chance at maybe preventing a goal. And even here, they didn't even do that. And this isn't me shitting on Poehling and Cates. I think highly of both of them as players. I strongly disagree with this decision. I don't like the fact that John Tortorella didn't go up there to justify it. But the reasoning from Bradshaw was exactly what I expected it to be in terms of what I was expecting to hear from Torts. We just didn't hear from Torts, we heard it from Shaw.
Yeah, this is getting a little ridiculous, Charlie, with the coach just kind of, I don't need to tell you shit, even though I demand accountability from everybody and, make a fool out of reporters every chance I can. But, that's part of the Tortorella show. We'll never not have jobs covering this team.
We all silly like the mayor.